And good Easter Saturday evening to you, everybody, live from the quarantine headquarters of 31 More Days with Brian and Ed. I'm Brian Carruthers. Good evening to you all. What a show we have in store for us. And we already have people hanging out with us tonight. Hello to Terry. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Marcy. Hi, Jen. Hi, Sean Graham, my boo. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Mike. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a Saturday night edition of 31 More Days with Brian and Ed. Hi, Terry. How are you tonight? Hey, let's not hold back. Let's bring in the real reason you're here. They call him the eye candy of the internet, bald and beautiful, Ed Troop. Good evening, Ed.
There we are. Good evening. What's going on, man?
Nothing, man. And hey, happy Easter to you, Terry Klein. Thanks for saying that. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. And my buddy Sean Graham says, hi, Bert. Yeah, I know. I still got this Bert hair going. It's just not working for me. I got to figure out something to do. I either have to cut my hair off all the way next week, or I don't know, maybe flatten it. Something's not right with this at-home barber work.
Well, I was more excited to see. I thought maybe the beard would be dyed here this afternoon.
Yeah, yesterday I promised everyone that I had the Just for Men brush in, which I do, but I didn't have the guts to go for it. I don't exactly know how it works, to be honest. So I'm a little worried to go into it. I don't know if I'm going to permanently dye my face or what's going to happen. Hey, hi to my cousin Bill in Philadelphia. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Amity. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Mike. Wow, what a great way to start off a Saturday night here in the Berg in quarantine. And Ed, how was your day?
We got a full house here tonight. My day was good, man. My day was real good. Did a little traveling back to the Mon Valley, dropped off some Easter stuff for my dad, and we put up his garage door, and he talked to me from the back of his garage, and I was at the end of his garage. So
this is sad. It's a depressing time, man. I feel like human touch and interaction is so needed, and to not have it, man, damn, it's weird.
It was good to see him because I haven't seen him in about 4 weeks in person. Yeah. So that was kind of cool because he doesn't do Facebook or not Facebook. He doesn't do video or anything like that with his phone. So that's not an option for us. But yeah, man, it was good to see him, and it was kind of weird though. I felt like I was visiting him like in prison, or he was visiting me in prison.
It is like prison, right? Like my brother John and his wife and my 3 nephews came over and stopped at the house and dropped off cupcakes. And we're screaming at each other like 15 feet apart. And it's just like, oh, don't let the kids go near the kids. And it's just very strange, man. But there are people who are loving it. I talked to a couple friends today who are not Jewish, but are excited to celebrate Passover instead of Easter, meaning they're passing over seeing their relatives tomorrow, and they're thrilled.
Yeah, right. Not the worst thing in the world, not just to be cooped up at home for the day, you know?
Yeah, it's not horrible. It's not horrible. Hi, Chris. Good evening, Andrew. Hi, Dina. Hi, John. Hey, Eric D'Antonio, my Little League baseball coach. Good evening. Hi, Jess. TJ says shave the beard. I don't know. My daughter and my wife love the beard. When I threatened to cut it, all hell broke loose in my house, or to dye it today, all hell broke loose. So we'll see how it goes. Hey, tonight on the show, we're really excited. And I don't know if you've seen these guys in person, but the band is called Township Road, and their lead singer, J.D. Greene, will be here right around 7:30. He'll have a guitar. He's going to play some tunes, take requests. And, dude, in person, Township Road is just like the ultimate party band, and they're a lot of fun. And it makes you miss live music because they're, like, great outside, and they're fun for the summer. And I guess we'll find out if like every one of their gigs is canceled, which would be really sad.
Man, we've been looking for a music act for this show since we started doing it early last week. So I'm excited to get some live music finally here on the show, and maybe the two of us can shut up and actually let the artist take place, take center stage.
Hi, Larry. Hi, Eric. Working out at the airport. Hi, Eric. Hi, Candy. Hi, Jeremy. Hey, Ned, if you don't mind, normally for the last 2 weeks I've enjoyed some Kirkland sparkling water. If you don't mind, I mean, I don't want to get too crazy, but we have some live music on tonight. I'm just going to have a nice drink. I have a cup. Is
that some Members Mark?
Is
that what that is?
This is a little Captain Morgan.
Oh, that's the
Little
captain.
Captain Morgan. Coke.
A little bit of Coke, and you're all set. This could be an interesting
This is
show by
nice.
the end because I've seen you down some Captain Cokes before, especially in the matter of just a half hour, 45 minutes, and by the end it could be interesting. Now, how much Coke ratio?
And Sean Graham goes. Say again.
That's okay. Go ahead. I was going to say,
I didn't hear what you said. Go ahead.
What was the ratio between Coke and Captain Morgan? What was the ratio?
Now that's a great question. So normally I like about an 80-20, meaning 80% Captain Morgan, 20% Coke. But hey, during the holidays, and I guess even though most people don't respect Easter as much as they respect Christmas, this is still a holiday. So maybe by the end of the show, I could get to a 95.5 or, as Sean Graham just said, a 99.1. Cheers, everybody.
The 99.1 about this much Coke and everything else is the Captain Morgan.
And 99 Captain, 1% Coke. Jeremy said he's having the Belvedere and pineapple juice. So get her done, Mr. Carruthers. I will. Thank you, Jeremy.
Now, can you do Diet Coke? Or does it have to be regular Coke because of the sweetness of the regular Coke? Does it interact with the Captain Morgan? Because I'm a diet pop person. I hate regular pop. It's way too sweet.
You know, it really to me is not about the chaser. It's really just about the hard liquor. Just get the liquor, and then the rest can take care of itself. You know what I mean?
That's like an old school Captain Morgan bottle.
This was a gift for my 40th birthday from my good friend Margie Smith and Scott Falk. It's private stock, baby. That's the way we roll.
Is that like the Captain Morgan?
Said, no wonder you and Mike get along so well. He drinks it the same way. There you go. Life's too short for anything less than 80-20.
Dude, I completely agree, man. Go for it. Giddy up.
Yeah.
Now, your buddy Jeffrey just said Cherry Coke Zero. That would be great. That's what I should go for. I do have some Captain Morgan here. Maybe I should join you.
How did that? Yeah, I would love you to. What do you have in the cup tonight? Diet Pepsi?
Actually, I went back to the Lipton iced tea last night. So, or not Lipton, Crystal Light iced tea, which I only make during the summer months, but I broke it out last night.
That's okay. It didn't feel like summer. Mike said Captain with a splash of Pepsi just for color. Mike, I knew you and I got along for sure. It just, if you tell someone that it's just a full glass of Captain Morgan with ice, all of a sudden you have a drinking problem. You're an alcoholic. You're someone that can't be around kids. But when you see a little bit of Coke or Pepsi or Cherry Coke or something, then people go, "Oh, he's just having a good time. He doesn't have a problem."
That's right. There's no problem.
So there you go. And,
well, giddy up, my friend. Giddy up.
JD will have a bottle. What do you need?
I said, giddy up, my friend. Giddy up, man. Go for it. Have some fun.
Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Easter.
Got some music going on. We're ready to go.
Yeah, JD is going to be along shortly with some music. He's going to be taking requests. Ed's going to be putting some alcohol in his Nest tea, which I can't wait for. Jeremy said add some Crown Peach to that tea. I have some, Ed, if you want it.
Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate that. I don't know. I have to go look in the. I think I do have some Crown over there. I got to go look. But maybe I'll do that during the musical performance.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to sit back. Now, here's the thing I want to ask JD. Now, we're going to talk about live music and all that good stuff. But when he starts singing songs, I feel like I'm going to turn my camera off because is it weird a grown man watching another grown man sing?
Yes. Could it be? I don't know.
Right?
I don't think we should be sitting here with the cameras on so we can sit there and watch the whole time. And Well, see, I don't know what to do. If he gets into a song that I like, so do I sit here? So as he's playing music, yes.
Do I have the drink and I'm going like this?
You could be.
That's obnoxious, right? That's cool.
But you know what? It would probably end up being a situation where he would probably be digging that you're digging his music. You know what I mean? He sees you bopping around, dancing a little bit.
Yeah. You know what? We'll ask him because I don't want him to feel uncomfortable. But we'll get to JD Greene. Hey, Jeff Metz, a good friend of mine, and I think JD said that Crown Vanilla and Root Beer. Boy, no one drinks like their grandfathers drink anymore, right? Like, don't you feel like if we had a chance to sit down with our grandfathers and tell them what we drink now, they'd punch us in our faces?
I
mean, Crown Vanilla, Crown Peach, like the days of like masculine drinks are gone. And I'm drinking Captain Coke, so I'm not trying to hold myself off.
I come from a long line of alcoholics. I don't know if I should say that publicly or not, but I do. And I can tell you, growing up and even as an adult, they go like this much alcohol and maybe a little bit of water or an ice cube just to kind of fizzle it out. Right. There's not mixing anything with it.
I get that. You want to put a little something in so people don't think it's pure booze.
Hence why I avoid drinking a lot. So I never want anybody to think I'm weird about it, but I'm always worried I'll become hooked because I've seen it. Many people in my family hooked on it. But it's fun.
Wow. So this is a serious side of Ed. His family has dealt with alcohol this way. Ed, are you okay? Ed? Hey, buddy, have a drink and cheer up.
I'm right. I'm good. Have a drink. Have a drink. Cheer up.
Jeff is saying Maker's 46 or Buffalo Trace bourbon. I've never been a bourbon guy, although my friend Jake drinks a lot. Jeremy said your grandfather's also died before 70 of liver disease, so there's that. That's probably true. Remember my bachelor party? We were at, and this dates it. I think my bachelor party was 2003, and it was at High Tops, which is now defunct. It's now it's Mullins or something else. I don't know. But we were in the upstairs. It was me, my brothers, you, Ed, of course, were there. And I remember my wife's grandfather was there, and my grandfather, Bill Hall, rest in peace, was there as well. And they're watching like seven guys like drink like a martini, casually talk, and like both these guys fought in World War II, and they were across the pond killing people and getting it done, pounding booze, hookers in every port. And they're seeing like seven guys in golf shirts just talking about the Pirates, and they had to think, what a group of total wimps. What happened? What did we fight for?
There were. I do remember them being there. They tapped out though. I think we had them leave before the strippers showed up, right?
Well, they were 80 years old.
No, full disclosure. Yeah, true. That's right. Full disclosure, though, it wasn't Marcy's grandfather or your grandfather that crashed the party with the strippers, but the shirt that I'm wearing, there were some former Steeler football players that were hanging up there that night that kind of broke up that party, if you remember.
That's right. I don't want to go too much into it, but
yeah,
my brother Pat, or it was my John or somebody, of course, it's your bachelor party, so they hire a dancer, right? But when this dancer showed up, she was like one of the ugliest, and I love all people, and people have great personalities, but this dancer was one of the ugliest people I've ever seen in my whole life. And I'm sitting in this chair, and everyone's giving you shots and everything. And I remember like looking around, and I thought, is that Chucky Okobe from the Steelers? And it was. Chucky Okobe came in and sat with us during my bachelor party, and I think that stripper danced on him the whole night.
There was, and there, you know what's funny? There was another Steeler with him that night. I can't remember who the other one was, but it was Chucky Okobe. I remember was definitely one of the two. And that's
I also remember that Okobe hurt that season. We never saw him after that, so I do blame my bachelor party for ruining his career.
She smelled like cigarettes. That was my fourth impression.
Chris Brandvold. Good evening, Chris. He's excited for JD Greene. He said that hand sanitizer in a pinch works if you need to drink something fast, and accusing one of our other friends, Jeff Metz, of drinking. That's terrible. And then my wife, Marcy, I know what her drink of choice is: sweet tea, vodka, and lemonade. There you go. Firefly sweet tea, vodka, and Costco lemonade.
What's funny is
hi, Deborah. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Kelly. Hi, everyone who's watching. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Jennifer. There you go. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to quarantine, Easter quarantine.
And I see our good friend Heather had a comment here earlier, too, about my wife. Sent her a note.
Oh.
It says here somewhere. And that I'm a very lucky man. And Heather, I am a very lucky man. Because, Ed, you're so sweet. Your wife sent me the kindest message yesterday. You're such a lucky man. I'm guessing maybe my wife, who teaches it, of course, at the local school there, might have her daughter or son. I don't know. I'll have to check. But thank you, Heather, for saying that. My wife, I am very lucky.
And we got a chance to check out your wife in action the other night when we were interviewing that author, and she was screaming at your kids during it, which is still one of my favorite moments of quarantine.
I don't think she screams. I don't think she screams at her 8th graders that way, but her 9-year-old and 6-year-old sons absolutely, and her husband, myself.
Hey, Ed, I don't know about you, but my kids are kind of my oldest daughter Ellie is no longer waiting for the Easter Bunny to show up, and I don't know about my son. But have you talked to your kids about the Easter Bunny coming to your house, even though the coronavirus is going around? Have you tried to explain that?
We have not addressed that. We have not addressed whether the bunny's coming in with a mask on or just not able to show up this year. No, we did not have that conversation. But I'm confident that the bunny will arrive tonight at some point. I don't know if he'll have a mask on or not. Probably.
Yeah, well, he should. But actually, Ed, we have a special guest before we bring JD in. We have the Easter Bunny's attorney. I didn't know that the Easter Bunny even had an attorney, but he is joining us live from the Easter Bunny's headquarters. His name is attorney Jeremy Shacklesworth, and he is the Easter Bunny's attorney. Mr. Shacklesworth, welcome to 31 More Days with Brian and Ed.
I mean, you're not going to hold us responsible for that. Okay, I got to go.
Mr. Shacklesworth, welcome to the show.
What was going on there?
Well, thank you for having me on. It's a major night for the Easter Bunny. I just want to start by saying, I don't know, where are we on from? I've done a lot of these today.
We're in Pittsburgh, sir.
Oh, great. Okay, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Great. We'll be there in 6 hours. Right now, we just left. We just went to Iraq. But I want to say right off.
Wait, the Easter Bunny is in Iraq right now?
The Easter Bunny's over.
Iraq, don't start, okay? We go to every country. This is an indiscriminate holiday tradition, okay? And let's talk about this Easter Bunny just for a second. We are the first mythical fantasy figure back. Lucky the Leprechaun bitched out right before when this all started, right? The Tooth Fairy has been doing ridiculous things, dropping the teeth in mailboxes with the money. It doesn't even make sense. We're not going to do that. The Easter Bunny made a commitment and said that we would be here tonight, and we are business as usual. You're not going to see this out of a lot of these mystical creatures, coming up. Santa Claus, here was the quote today, just so you guys know, and I'm not here to bash Santa Claus, but I'm here to pat the Easter Bunny on the back for doing what he's doing tonight. Santa Claus earlier this week, we are assessing all options, but at this time it would be premature to make any official changes. I mean, it's 9 months away and he's already telling you what's going to happen. He's not coming. Okay.
Jeremy,
I don't think
Jeremy, that is really some shocking news about Santa Claus. But let me just ask the tough questions. Should Americans be worried that the Easter Bunny will not just hide baskets in their house tomorrow? They will also be hiding coronavirus in their house. He does go to a lot of homes.
Okay. Now, let's just start by saying, number one, we're not going to take that laying down, okay? The Easter Bunny's going out here really on, as your President Trump would say, right, in wartime, delivering these baskets tonight, okay? The bunny is wearing masks, wearing gloves. We're Lysoling off after each of the homes, okay? But this is your choice as Americans, just like it was the choice, over in Vietnam earlier, in Austria in a few minutes. This is the choice, that you're making tonight. In order to come into your home tonight, you have to sign the official waiver. And if you didn't get it yet, you got to go to easterbunny.com/COVID-19 waiver. Okay? If you don't have the waiver on
Mr. Shacklesworth, what was the email address on that? The website?
easterbunny.com/COVID-19 waiver.
Okay.
Don't print the waiver and put it on your door. We can't come in. We're not going to take that type of liability. I just want to let everybody know, 2,300 Vietnamese families tonight failed to have that waiver signed. There's nothing we can do. We're getting a lot of bad calls about it. I'm sorry. Those baskets are floating right now in the East China Sea. It's the same thing's going to happen in Pittsburgh. If you don't have the waiver posted on your door, then your basket will be down at the confluence.
Okay. And Sean just typed that in for us as well. EasterBunny.com/COVID-19 waiver. Thank you for that info. That is definitely good to have.
Hey, Pat, I mean, Jeremy, I'm sorry. What's the outlook for the Easter Bunny this year? I mean, is he healthy going into tonight's action or I mean, I heard that
he rests up all year for these types of things, Ed. You know, so I mean, there's almost a self-quarantine period that he goes through every year 2 weeks before. So he rests up. I mean, he's in phenomenal shape. And so, I mean, we're not worried about the Easter Bunny, but we are worried about the backlash that we're going to get needlessly from people that don't sign the waiver. So we need that waiver. The Easter Bunny's going to be fine. He's coming to deliver tonight. He'll be there for you. And you know, don't worry about him.
Jeremy,
he wants you to worry about him.
Jeremy, has the Easter Bunny been tested for the coronavirus?
He's a celebrity. Every celebrity gets tested for coronavirus.
Okay. Kevin Garnett, the Easter Bunny, they all get tested.
Pat, I mean, look, Jeremy.
I know what you're going to say. Oh, he got tested because he's rich. It's not true. These guys are around a lot more people, right? Tonight he's going to be going into all these homes. He did it for you. He got tested for all of you. So don't start on him like, Jeremy, he snuck a test.
Jerry, could you talk about the accusations against the tooth fairy that have been in your legal office here this past week? They were seen coming in and out of your office. Can you comment on that? Totally different subject.
I couldn't even begin who we represent. I mean, you know, Ed, that for years our office has represented all accusations. You need a will, please give us a call. But we're not going to talk about individual cases and things that happened this week. I couldn't do that. I couldn't talk about things I've represented you on in the past to the extent we've represented.
Yeah, Jeremy, it says here on your bio that you also will, if anyone has been accused of a school shooting, you will represent them. I've never heard of an attorney who would do.
Well, I mean, you want to talk about things that we do. I mean, we represent people that are accused of crimes. That's true. Is everyone that gets accused of a crime guilty? Ask Ed. No, right? So, I mean, you know, you probably aren't aware of this, but 12% of all people that are accused of school shootings each year end up being found not guilty. It says right here.
Okay. Hey, Jeremy Shacklesworth, the Easter Bunny's attorney, thank you for your time, and we wish you and the Easter Bunny good luck. Oh, he's back on the phone now. He's gone. Jeremy Shacklesworth, everybody. We appreciate your time tonight. Thank you. Of course.
You just cut him off, huh?
Wow. Really interesting stuff. A lot of interesting stuff going on there with the Easter Bunny's attorney, Jeremy Shacklesworth. Kelly said the Easter Bunny already visited our house and definitely left coronavirus. I signed no waiver. Where's my bunny money?
There you go.
Sorry, I don't know.
Boy,
check out.
How did you find this attorney, Jeremy, man? I mean, that was some really good producer work there. Some really good digging the last 24 hours.
Yeah, whoever's producing this show, man, they're really, really doing great.
Man,
hey, Ed, we're going to bring J.D. Greene, the talented musician from Township Road. But first, I wanted to get your quick opinion. Tom Brady, your buddy, is in the news. He is in the middle of a copyright issue where he wants to copyright either Tampa Brady or Tampa Bay. Your thoughts?
Dude, I think it's brilliant, man. TB12. I mean, he knows what he's doing. He went down there to Tampa Bay. You got the same initials in Tampa Bay as Tom Brady, and he wants to make some shirts, man. He wants to make some money off of some shirts and some hats. The man is smart. He's looking post-career to even make more money than he already has. And I saw that Drew Brees or somebody was trolling him online, and he gave some pretty good shots back at him too, which was kind of fun.
Yeah, well, it is funny how things work out because TB with Tampa Bay, I do love Tampa Brady, and I really love Tampa Bay. But then Brady said, "Well, why isn't Drew Brees? Why haven't you done Drew Orleans, which I loved, and why hasn't Roethlisberger picked up Roethlisberger, but Burgher?
Right, just like Pittsburgh. It's a good idea, man. I mean, some of these guys have some pretty good lines. You know, the bus, remember the bus, Jerome Bettis? He had the bus 36. He had shirts and hats made up for that. AB, did AB have something going on?
I think AB had black and white striped shirts with his number on it, make it look like he's in prison.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Hey, well, let's bring in our buddy JD Greene. I've seen him perform only once, and it was a great night at Celebrations in North Fayette. Ed, I'm challenging you, and I know I'm going to tell JD in a second that your wife doesn't like live music, and he's going to pass out when she hears it. But we got to get together for a show once this quarantine is over and see these guys in person because they're great.
Absolutely, man. I love live music. You know that, so I'm in.
We got to get Katie in on it. So let's bring in JD Greene. He is the lead singer of Township Road, and there he is. Hey, Mr. Greene.
There it is right there. There you go.
Hold on a second. Come on, Ed. What do you got? What do you got tonight, Ed?
I just got this. Boo for me.
I heard you guys talking about all the mixers. I was like, we're just gonna drink it.
See, JD.
Yeah, you know, it's funny.
That's old school.
There's not a lot of time in life for mixers, right? I mean, life's too short for mixers.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the show, JD. What have you been up to in quarantine, man?
Working and being bored. That's the extent of it. But go ahead.
Do you think this is the end for the time being of live music, like people being comfortable out in venues? Or do you think the minute this is lifted, we're going to be back watching people like you perform because this is what unites us as people?
I don't think that when it, let's say this opens up May 15th, just throw it out there. That's the date that it's over. I don't think that people would be there by mid-June. I think it's going to take a few months for a lot of people. Now, there'll be some people that'll go out, but I think it'll be a while till we're playing in front of more than 50 people.
Okay.
I hope it's sooner than that, but I have no shows on the books now till August.
I saw that
there's some in June that haven't been canceled yet, but May is, as of now, I'm guessing May is pretty done.
Yeah, but that's got to be a bummer for you, man, because I mean that's your bread and butter, right? Live performance, and people love to see you do it.
That's why it's funny. It's one of those things when you're doing it. Because I don't know how much I have a real job too.
What?
Yeah, so I have that, and then so playing all the time, being a parent. So many times you're like, oh man, I don't feel like playing tonight. And the last few weeks, I'm like, man, I'm never gonna say that again because I miss it. I miss it a lot. I've been doing a little bit around the house, working on stuff.
Okay, but I think everyone can see it,
even like something like this. I heard you talking about like where are you supposed to look or what, like all that other stuff, but it's awkward anyways being in front of a phone singing, I guess.
I know, but here's the thing.
Especially there's no crowd. You can't you're like, oh, does this sound like shit? I don't know.
But if you start singing a song and I watch it like this,
I mean,
that's strange.
Well, I don't think you would. I don't think you would do this anyways. I don't see this happening.
I'm more of a this guy.
Is it this?
Yeah, I'm more like this. Yeah. And Ed and I, we love live music. We both love Dave Matthews.
Not gonna do any Dave.
No Dave.
No Dave.
But Ed and I now have turned into like, oh wait, there goes Ed.
There he goes.
Ed.
Just kidding, man. All good. Oh,
that's why I was.
You have a beautiful wife. You've got friends. You got women dancing in the crowd. Is it weird when you're up in front of people singing and you see a bunch of ugly guys dancing like they're really into it? Is it a weird feeling?
No. It's usually funny. Like it's like sometimes you're just like the whole fact of playing music and playing the songs you're playing. You want people to have a good time. Yeah. So no matter what, as long as they're not being a jerk, it's fun to watch people have a good time. Like sometimes the extremely drunk guy that's like, dude, play Skinner. You're like,
right.
All right, hey. And then sometimes 9 times out of 10, it's a guy that'll start saying, I don't like this song, stop playing it. And you're like,
oh God. Yeah, but it's got to be interesting from your perspective because just like everyone's job, right? I mean, not that you go through the motions, but it's an out of body experience, right? You perform a lot, you see it, but it's got to be interesting to potentially see people in the audience where you ever start kind of trying to figure out their story where you're like, oh, this guy and this girl are kind of hitting it off. I wonder what's going to happen. Like that would be for me the most interesting part.
The conversations, like when you go watch a band, even like a national act, and you see that, well, they can talk into mics for their in-ears, but you'll see like them whispering to each other and stuff like that. It's usually, dude, you see that guy and that girl, like they're funny. Look at that guy. He just took his shirt off. Why does he have his shirt off?
Right.
And then you try not to look at him because then you laugh, and then it's just you're just kind of like, okay, that happens sometimes, especially that happens more with the outdoor festival type shows. Okay. Like when you play, let's say North Fayette Days, when you're playing that is usually when you see some interesting stuff like that more, because it's like it's in the middle of the day, people have been drinking all day, it's hot outside.
Yeah, when you play like weird place, a lot of people get drunk.
Yeah, when you play like celebrations and stuff like that, there's usually just a few drunk moms, I guess you would say. My wife was the drunkest person ever at a show.
What did she do?
She got up on stage and started touching me inappropriately.
Oh, really? Now, has that ever
Can you hear me in there, Kate? Yeah. Okay, making sure she heard that.
Yeah. Now, has that ever inspired other people where it just turns into a big mosh pit? Your wife gets up there, she's all over you, and then someone else is like, why not? I guess this is the okay.
That'd be phenomenal, but that's never happened, no.
Yeah.
So, what is your, real quick, what is your guys' story? Like, this is really good.
Oh, thanks. Well, Ed and I met at a bar. He's playing a band.
Okay.
No, we didn't. We went to college together. We did college radio together, and then we did some professional radio together, and now we do real estate together.
Okay. I still do radio. Look at that.
How about that? Are you on, JD?
No, I'm on Big 104.7.
What time are you on?
3 to 7. I'm on Big from 3 to 7, and then this year I work for iHeart, so now I'm on all over the country.
Yeah, right on.
Right now, what is it? 7:30. I'm on in Boston right now. I'm on in Minneapolis right now, Greensboro, a lot of cities right now.
That was the end of my radio career.
What was it? Where at?
Well, when I was in Atlanta doing mornings, my new contract was presented to me, and they told me that I also was contractually obligated to do afternoons in up to 10 cities and nights in up to 10 cities. And I was like, well, what's the pay on that? And they're like, nothing.
You get to keep your job.
Hey, man, it's job security. I didn't realize it at the time.
Yeah, so that's been the weirdest thing for me when you asked about the quarantine is now they gave me a studio in the basement. Okay. And so I'm doing radio in the basement now, and it's weird. It's getting more used to it than I was before.
Okay. Yeah, it's got to be weird.
Yeah. Did you ask if I was on Froggy? Is that what you said the first time?
Yeah, I apologize, man.
I'm gonna hang up now.
No, come on.
You're gonna turn your camera off. I was interested in asking you, man, about performing wise. I'm sure you've seen some crazy, wild things, and you touched on a little bit of it just a little bit ago. But what's one of the craziest things you've ever seen while you're performing? Just like, oh my goodness.
Jamboree in the Hills. 2000, well, whatever. I don't even know what year it was. We played the main stage of Jamboree, and then after that, we played. They had this after hours thing at Jamboree in the Hills. And there's two stories to that, but the first year we played it, a guy named Chris Young came on stage. Chris Young's had a lot of hits, and he came up on stage and sang to us. And I was in the middle. So when he came up and sang, like the hot girls showed their boobies.
Right.
So
that's got to be a dream. That's a dream come true.
Well,
right?
that was great. It was great when Chris Young was there and the hot girl did that. And then I was in the middle of a song by Jason Aldean called Dirt Road Anthem. And it's like it's got a lot of words in it. It's very rappy in the middle of it. And right as I started back in the day, Potter's Farm was a place to go. The worst tits I ever seen in my life. The worst.
Yeah.
Came up and it was just hanging down there. And I could not finish the verse at all. It was that was probably one of the most memorable. I was like, because then for like 6 months, every time I would sing that song, I'd picture those saggy.
Oh no, they're haunting you.
They did haunt me for a while. So that was one, and then a couple years later, Toby Keith got on stage and played with us, and that wasn't like crazy, but that was still surreal and hard to talk about. Like you're like, oh my god, this is Toby Keith, and he was hammered.
Is that right?
Did he stagger out? Like, did he not even know that he was going to do that?
Yeah, he did. He knew,
okay.
but it was like when he showed up, he had like shorts on and boat shoes, and he was just like walking, and he just like was like he looked how it went as I was playing, and then I could see like over to my left like things being cleared out because I guess the cops came and cleared out because he was coming, and I'm like, And then my parents were there, and they like pointed to the other side and looked at the other side, and he's got a microphone in his hand flipping me off. And I was like, all right. And then he came in and sang, and we butchered some stuff for a while, but it was fun. That's the best part of it. That was.
Is Jamboree in the Hills that's still going on each year?
No, last year was the first year that it didn't happen.
Okay. I've heard wild stories about that. I was gonna say I've heard a lot of wild stories about Jamboree in the Hills, man. That was a huge musical festival, right? I mean, that was a big deal in a very small town, small area. Is that Wellsburg, West Virginia?
St. Clairsville? It's like Wheeling, St. Clairsville. I grew up going there.
Okay.
So, like when I was like 18 in high school, we would go down to it, and then playing it for the first time, whatever it was, 3-4 years ago. That was neat. That was real neat. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was good.
Awesome. You wonder how people will go back to that, though, right? Like you'd have 100,000 people in a field. Right now, the three of us can't even be close to each other.
Those are the things.
You wonder how you flip the switch and go back to those type of events.
How do we do Kenny Chesney on May 30th?
Right. Everyone has to get drunk in their own driveway and pass out and litter in their own yard.
Yeah. How's selling houses? What are you guys doing for that?
Weird, man. Everything's shut down by the governor order and the real estate commission, and it's wild west. Some people will say I can sneak you in, while others say, I'm trying to do my part. So it would just be better if they just shut everything down, in my opinion, right now. Banks, real estate, everything, and just go dark for 2 weeks instead of these halfers. I think the halfers are what's causing it to be a little wild right now and keep it going.
I wish right now I could think of a real estate company that you didn't work for, and I could say, "Don't you work for?" But just
because I mentioned Froggy.
Yeah, I was like, my neighbors. That's why I did this. My neighbors are selling their house, and I was trying to look at what the sign said. And you're at Remax, right?
Yeah.
I knew that. That's what sucks. I couldn't think of another one.
That's okay, man. You
could say Howard
back to that joke.
If you really
over.
JD, if you really want to insult Brian, say Howard Hanna. So then he'd be extremely insulted. Just kidding.
You look like a Howard Hanna. You look like one of their realtors. Is that a quarantine beard, or do you always have it?
So this is everyday beard, but it's a little bit longer now, and it really, I almost feel like the ghost of Kenny Rogers has taken over this beard, and I'm letting it just do what it needs to do. I'm letting Kenny take over everything right now.
I let my wife and kids cut my hair, so I have a mohawk now.
Hey, whoa.
Oh, man, look at that.
Now, see, that's funny because my wife cut my hair. Ed, you've been bald for a long time. And your wife did a good job at fade. Let me see that again. Your wife did a good job at fade.
It wasn't a fade. It was a mohawk.
Yeah, that looks. You and I have the same cut.
Do you have the line in the back, though?
Yeah, that's what makes it the mohawk in the back, right? I mean, you got that. Yeah. You got to get that thing going on in the back.
You got to get the point going.
Yeah, I got to get the point. I don't even have hair, and I know that.
I don't think
we're gonna. I think I'm gonna keep it.
Dude, it looks bad.
Maybe get back to
beard. You got that. Looks awesome.
Did we lose everybody? I can't see.
Maybe getting back to basics is a good thing. You still there, JD?
Yeah.
Maybe getting back to basics is a good thing, man. People have crappy haircuts. They let their beards go. They don't have to. The one beautiful part of this right now, I know Ed feels this way because he's a social hermit just like me. I don't know if you're the same way, but it feels so refreshing for the last month. I haven't had to make up excuses of why I didn't want to do things. I mean, it's great.
That's not me.
No, you want to be everywhere?
Yes. Yeah. Staying in the house is rough. Very rough.
Jeff just said that I look like a sling blade. That's rude.
I enjoy the family a lot. Like my kids do sports. Okay. So my youngest does travel softball and rec softball here at North Fayette. My oldest does travel cheer. So we're always go. I play music. I go to concerts. We try to be active. So it's like it's nice to settle down a little bit. But I do miss just going to the bar and hanging out with my buddies.
See, my brother today said to me, you like this?
Right.
Yeah, I got house party now. I never had that, and I'm doing Zoom a lot.
My brother said to me today in the middle of a conversation, he goes, "Hey, what are you doing for Easter tomorrow?" And I love him more than anybody in the world. And I started to panic thinking, "Oh my God, is he going to invite me over to his house for Easter? What can I say?" I'm sick. I can't go. I have corona.
I don't think you're allowed to joke about that yet.
Oh, that's too soon. No
Too
corona.
soon. Too soon.
Too soon. I understand. I appreciate that.
This is beer.
Okay.
You were talking about what I was drinking.
I saw you. You know, when I saw you guys do the acoustic show at Celebrations.
This is Grist House. I don't know if you guys drink Grist House.
Yeah,
it's good.
That's good.
I'm straight hard liquor.
So, what show were you at Celebrations?
You did an acoustic show, and I think it was in maybe May or June, or maybe July.
Probably outside.
It was fun. It was outside. It was really fun. But look, I mean, is it all liquid courage for you? Because my dream and Ed's dream we'd rather be in a band right now than doing this or doing real estate or doing anything. But one, I can't sing, and two, I have no musical talent. But if I could get out, I don't know if I was that good. I don't know if I'd have the nerve to sing. Is it liquid courage? Is it the women? Or is it just confidence? What is it?
Liquid courage helps.
Yeah.
That does I'm trying to think if I've only sang a couple times not drinking. Few. But it's almost like golf though. So like when you golf, you know, you have one or two, you play loose, you're good. But if you have 6, 7, or 8, things start to fall apart. Yeah. So that happens in music. So you gotta I've had to watch it a couple times, especially like I usually like I was telling you, it's usually me and somebody else, and I'm the guitar player. Like when I played with Christian Beck not forever, but when it was he doesn't even play guitar, so I couldn't get too hammered because he has to sing to my guitar, and that's a little bit more difficult. Yeah. And so that a lot of times people will be like, "God, you guys were so drunk up there," and I'm like, "Were we? Were we? Yeah, like this is real. Like if we drink out of this, like the whole show is. Well, that's why I had it with me. Like I was trying to think of what I'm even gonna play, and always when we play out, the second song we do is about Jack Daniels, and I was like, well, do I play that? Do I play a song about alcohol and smoking weed? Like I'm trying to figure out which one I don't know which one I'm gonna do yet.
Well, do you want to do a song now? Are you ready? Do you feel like you're mentally ready, or are we not there yet?
Oh, whatever. But I'm just trying to think of what we should do. Hey. Should we do the song about whiskey, or should we do the song about drinking and smoking?
Hey, JD, we went last summer. We went on a little bit of a trip down south. My family went to Nashville and down through Louisville and Nashville, and had an opportunity to actually go to the Jack Daniels distillery. And man, if you ever get a chance to do that when you're down that way, man, go check it out. It is really cool. The history behind Jack Daniels, you actually get to see where they actually make it. And the barns, it is an actual farm. It is really cool.
I own like a plot of land, I guess, there that's like probably the size of my hand. I don't know how big it is because I'm a squire. So like, I don't. It sounds much cooler than it is. Like somebody has to be a squire, and then they have to nominate you. And then they have to write like a letter about why you should be the Jack Daniels Squire. And then the guy did the letter and sent like pictures of me, like how much I feel like that's like it's usually JD and then Jack Daniels are the two. Like everybody's like, oh, you love Jack Daniels. So
yeah, JD, great.
He has a Squire. So that I've never been there before, but I have a little spot there, I guess.
Wow, you're Jack Daniels royalty.
I don't know about. That's what I said. It sounds much better than it really is. I have like a little, I don't even know where I found it the other day. I have like a little certificate. It's like, hey, Squire.
That's pretty cool. But the bummer on that is, and the biggest bummer on going to is it Lynchburg or Lynchville? Lynchburg. Yeah. Is that it's a dry town, so you can't drink Jack Daniels while you're there, which kind of sucks.
But
you can figure it out.
Yeah, I imagine there's got to be Yeah, I've wanted to go, but I haven't gone. And it's close to Nashville too, isn't it? It's only like an hour and a half, 2 hours from Nashville.
Yeah, pretty close.
Close. Yep. Jim Beam.
Come on, man. Let's rock and let's roll.
What did you want though?
I mean, I think you got to go let's start with drinking and see where we go.
You want the drinking song?
Let's just I want Ed and I to go off camera. I'm going to head us off because I don't know what to do.
You're fine. You're fine.
All right, take it away, JD.
Telling white lies, one leads to another on a Saturday night. Don't you cross your heart unless you hope to die. drinking dark whiskey, telling white lies. Well, the first drop burns, but the second one goes down smooth. And that old black label gets a hold of you. It loosens your tongue, but it never tells the truth. Drinking dark whiskey, telling white lies. One leads to another on a Saturday night. Don't you cross your heart unless you hope to die. Drinking dark whiskey, telling white lies. When the bottle gets talking, be careful what he might say. He talks and talks like he never would in the day. Get you in trouble just as soon as he gets away. Drinking dark whiskey, telling white lies. One leads to another on a Saturday night. Don't you cross your heart unless you hope to die. Drinking dark whiskey, telling white lies. What's funny in a show, this is usually when I bring the there he is. This is usually when I bring people back in. I'm like, I'm glad you came back. Because this is what happens. I welcome to the stage for the first time, usually, Jack Daniels. And we all cheers.
Yes. People
Jack
go
Daniels.
crazy. They love it.
Let's do the Jack Daniels cheer. Hold on. Yeah, little white lie never done anyone no good. When it's making its rounds all over the neighborhood. Next thing you know, you're all misunderstood. Drinking dark whiskey, telling white lies. One leads to another on a Saturday night. Don't you cross your heart unless you hope to die. Drinking dark whiskey, telling white lies. Drinking dark whiskey, telling white lies.
There you go, JD Greene.
I like it a lot better when you're there.
You like it better? I was going to take my shirt. I was going to take my shirt off, but I don't want you to dream about these fits all night.
I mean, that probably would have happened. So thank you.
Get it?
But it was good. I was like, it was just weird. There was nothing there. I'm like, I don't know where to look.
Yeah, right. That's
great,
man. How long have you played guitar for? Is this like a lifetime thing for you?
Playing music?
Yeah.
Well, my dad played in bands all my life, and he played music. And then I didn't show a lot of interest. Take your shirt off. I just saw Jeff tell you to take your shirt off. Sorry.
No, Jeff, I'm not taking my shirt off again.
So he played in bands all my life, and then I didn't really have any interest. I played sports, and then I knew a couple. I learned when Green Day was big. I learned like a Green Day song on guitar, and then I learned like there's only so many chords, so I learned like A, B, C, D, F, and G. So I could like strum and do things like that. If somebody like had a guitar, I would do it. But I would say it was about 10 years ago, probably now, that I started really getting into it. I was scared to death. Like I didn't start singing probably until like probably about 8 years ago, if that.
Yeah.
Like I've never done like a show by myself before. And
would you be terrified of it? Would it scare you to death?
No, I'm working on it. That's what I've been doing in quarantine, is just working on being able to do shows by myself without people. Because I have trouble remembering lyrics. That's my hardest part. Like I told you on that, I'm a guitar player. So it's like I can tell you the chords to everything, and I can play it. I'll play a song. There's songs we play in our set that I don't sing. I can't tell you 2 words to.
Okay.
But I know the melody of it. Where'd the other guy? Where did he go? We lose him?
No, he's still there. Ed, are you there?
You hear me, JD?
Did we lose Ed?
JD, can you hear me?
All right, Ed, lost Ed for a second. Ed will call us back. You know, it's funny, a friend of mine, and I didn't do sports and I didn't do music when I was in high school. And obviously people are, maybe guys at least, are attracted to it because they think girls will love that you play sports, or, you know, you're masculine or you're manly or something. But a friend of mine realized that in college, he was a high school and college athlete. He's like, if I just would have learned 10 chords on a guitar, it would have equally got me laid than all of the bumps and bruises that I got when playing football. And he probably was right.
Well, I didn't really start playing until after I met my wife and got married. So I was never a part of that kind of crowd.
Yeah, that was never your thing.
No.
Now, what does your wife think? Does she love your shows, or is she just like, oh, here we go again? And I mean, another JD show.
Kate.
What?
I got to ask a question.
What?
Can she answer that for you?
Yeah, sure.
Let's bring her in.
Bring her in.
I bought, like, it's funny is that, like, I'll ask her all the time. Like, I was like, hey, should I try this song? Should I try this song? And then it's just like I think it's just noise to you when I play music. Is that about right?
What?
Is it noise to you when I play music?
It's not noise.
But you don't really care.
I like to go to shows.
Yeah, right.
But only if I have friends there because he's working.
Yeah, it's
so
a gig,
right? So I don't go a lot unless I know a bunch of people that are going.
Right.
Hey, here's a question for you, and I have no musical talent or any talent at all, so I wouldn't even know what the answer is. But just like every husband and wife, you get into a fight about something. Does JD try to bring out the guitar like in the middle of a fight? And you're like, now put that goddamn card to guitar away.
No.
I don't do love songs.
No.
No love songs.
No. Oh, wait. I have our.
No.
I have.
That is
which
not
one?
A love song.
Well, yeah,
Which
you
one
might
is
as
it?
well. If she's saying no, then yeah.
Which one am I thinking of?
The dirty one?
Which one's that?
The one you made up?
Oh.
All his songs are dirty.
Well,
yeah, all mine are like dirty.
I think it's time.
Randy
says leave, Kate. I don't know if that's.
No, I was gonna say this one. I got a little change in my pocket, going jing-a-ling-a-ling. Call you on the telephone, baby, and give you a ring. And each time I talk, I get the same old thing. I get no huggy, no treat, till I get a wedding ring. My honey, my baby, don't put my honey upon no shelf. She said, don't hand me no lines and keep your hands to yourself. That one.
Right. What about your shows you're at? Everyone's drinking, having a good time. Has there been moments when you're like, if this girl keeps staring at JD during this show, I am going to rip her face off?
No.
Never.
I'm not jealous. I'm not a jealous person because he's been in radio for so long that it comes with the territory.
I met her at a club. She was the beer tub girl.
I was.
Hey, good for you.
And it was Have a Nice Day Cafe in Indianapolis.
Okay.
It was actually Tiki Bob's, wasn't it?
No,
Where-
Have a Nice Day.
JD, where are you from, man? Where'd you grow up?
Outside of Steubenville, Ohio, in Wintersville.
Wintersville. Okay. So that
Yeah.
the Jamboree and the Hill thing kind of makes sense then. I mean, that wasn't
Yeah.
far from there. And
And then I've had to move. I started out in radio in Wheeling, West Virginia. And then I went Wheeling, Morgantown, Indianapolis, where I found her. And then I did afternoons on 96.1 KISS for about 2.5 years, 2 years. And then we went to Minneapolis, Minnesota, where I did country for about 5. And then when we launched Big 104.7, I'm the program director and the afternoon guy. So that's kind of like what they moved me here to do.
awesome, man. Very
David
cool.
Edgar must really be a big fan of yours.
David Edgar is. David is my boss.
I know.
Yes. But I love David. Yeah.
We were.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Well, he's an Indianapolis guy as well.
Well, that's like when behind the curtain boring stuff that I knew that we were launching a country station because David Edgar reached out to me right away. He was like, "How hard would it be to get you to move back to Pittsburgh?" And I was like, the only place I would have left Minneapolis for is Pittsburgh."
So
Minneapolis is an amazing
city, or you knew him from KISS?
I knew him from he never worked at KISS, but I knew him from Indianapolis.
Okay. Well, he oversaw KISS. I didn't know if you were there at KISS when he oversaw everything.
No. When he came in, like we kind of went that way.
Mm-hmm.
I left in September, and I think he came like in, I'll say the following fall or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, David was the midday guy at B94 when I worked there or interned there. And he went to Indy, which was a big job for him to oversee, I think, that whole region.
Yeah. He was the OM of the building. I know, like that's what's weird. Like David, this is probably so boring for everybody right now, but David was like the guy that nobody talked to because he was like the big boss, and I was the night guy on a top 40. You know what I mean? I was doing bar nights. I was trying to meet girls like her.
Yeah, and it worked.
It did. I got her pregnant. That's what it worked.
Man, this is behind the curtains.
13 years later.
14 years.
14 years. Jeez, yeah.
Hey, JD, were you at WVAQ? Do you know Brian Moe?
Yeah, I do. I just saw George right there. Yeah, I worked at VA. I did nights after him at VAQ. I went by Dylan. My top 40 name was Dylan.
Were you Dylan on Kiss? You were Dylan then on Kiss.
There you go. Yes.
Got it. Okay, now it's all coming together.
Like,
when David Edgar left B94, he was just doing hit days, and I think he was the program director, maybe for B94 or music director or something. But when he got that gig in Indy, that was such big news that he was going to oversee a whole city that it like shocked people in the building. And then he never has looked back since then.
He is really, really good at that. Like he's a like, I know that he might say like he's really good at being a manager. Like really like I'm never gonna be as good of a manager as him. Yeah.
Well, he's gonna keep you employed if you keep saying stuff like that.
But that's why I always come up to kid. I'm like, this is like what we're going through right now with the whole, pandemic and everybody being quarantined and us not being a bit like, he handled it like a pro. And I would have just been like, guys, just, you're going to work here from the station. We'll figure it out. And he was like on it. So yeah, he shines at moments like this.
JD, you feel pretty at home now, probably on a country station, or?
Yeah, that's what I've liked country since, I don't know, like 2000. When I was at top 40, but I like top 40 when I was there. Like when I did top 40, it was rap music a lot, and I like rap. I don't like pop music very much, but I still like rap music.
Well, Farm Aid is starting in about 3 or 4 minutes, which I know Ed and I are going to jump on to. Would you like to do one more song, JD, if you could? Is there one you'd like to do for us? Is there one that you wrote about David Edgar, maybe a love song?
Oh, shit. What would I do? I feel like I had... I don't have a David Edgar song, though. Okay. Like, well, you had said something. You wanted me to learn... Like, you wanted a song that was topical. I remember that. And then
I didn't know if there was one that you thought...
And then I started to learn an Eric Church song, and then I changed it and did something else. But, like, what the hell would you... Let's just do something different. Let's just do this.
We're going to hide.
What's that?
We're going to hide while you do it. Now, some people have said, can you do Snoop Dogg? All your fan base is jumping in here. Snoop Dogg, Rage Gene. Tim just said this is not a special guest. It's just JD.
I like that. He's right. It's not a special guest. He kept saying that. I was like, so much drama in the LBC. It's kind of hard being Snoop D or Double G, but I somehow, some way, keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day. May I make a few plans as I breeze through 2 in the morning and 2 in the morning and the party's still jumping because my mama ain't home. I got bitches in the living room getting it on and they ain't leaving till 6 in the morning. So what you wanna do? Shit, I got a pocket full of rubbers and my homeboys do too. So turn off the lights and close the door. But for what? We don't love them hoes. We go smoking ounce to this. G's up, hoes down as you motherfuckers bounce. You rolling down the street, smoking and go, sipping on gin and juice. Lay back with my mind on my money and my money on my mind. Rolling down the street, smoking and go, sipping on gin and juice. Lay back. My mind on my money and my money on my mind. There you go, Jeff.
There you go. Hey, JD, thank you, man. It was great spending with you tonight. Good luck with the team. It's got to be tough for a social guy like you.
Yeah, man, I'll come play more songs anytime you want.
That'd be great, man.
Yeah, we'll play more next time.
I don't want to do computer anymore. I want this to be over and we can see in person and have drinks and enjoy it that way.
Yeah, cheers. For sure, man.
Good talking to you guys.
JD, thank you, man.
Great job, JD. Thank you.
There he goes, JD Greene. Township Road, Ed. Hey, you were getting down to gin and juice.
Oh man, that's my music. You know, I can relate, man. As you know, I mean, we're huge, of course, DMB fans, but I listen to everything from rap to country and everything in between. So I have a wide variety of music But so I think the stuff that JD and his band plays is definitely up my alley, man. I can't wait to get out of quarantine and check those guys out. Celebrations isn't too far from where I live, so I'll have to check it out when they're there.
And here's the tip, and Jeff Metz knows, and so does Sean Graham. Those guys get drunk there all the time. What you do when you drive home, you turn your headlights off in your car. That way, the police don't see how fast you're going because they see you.
Well, fortunately for me, coming from where I live to there is all back country roads, so I'm probably safe. I'm probably okay.
Oh, yeah. You're good because you live in Cecil. You don't want to get pulled over and you're like, oh, I live in Robinson. And the cop goes, you ain't from around these parts, are you?
That's exactly it. But dude, he sounded great, man. It was so cool. Good guy. And I didn't know his radio background. So like we talked about the other day, you know, I listen to some news talk, I listen to some sports talk, but outside of that, I don't, you know, I have Sirius XM radio. Now that's when I go to music, that's what I go to.
Yeah. Well, now you got to pick up JD at 3:00 on Big 104.7.
Gonna definitely have to do that for sure.
Yeah. Well, hey, thanks to JD. That was a lot of fun. It's finally we got some music, and you know what, man? I'm happy to have a couple drinks. Normally, when we've had some guests on, I just have the sparkling water from Kirkland's. But tonight, I'm glad, or from Costco. But tonight, I'm happy to have a couple drinks. I feel like I was at a Township Road concert.
You're feeling good, man, right? Feeling good. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and I feel so stupid that I said Froggy. But you know what? In radio, if Froggy offered JD $1 million, he'd go there tomorrow. So I don't feel too bad.
I mean, there's 2 country music stations in Pittsburgh, so you have a 50-50 shot when guessing where he works, right? 104.7 or Froggy. Is it 104.7?
Yeah.
Which in our defense, wasn't that the Hannity station for like ever? That was
yeah, that was Hannity and conservative talk, and
yeah,
I guess no one cared about that, and so they brought in country music, which, by the way, is in Pittsburgh is a monster, man. You got, I think Big is the -- in town, but then you have 3. You have Big, you have Froggy, and you have Y108, which I think is struggling because of Big. And Pittsburgh loves country, man. There's no doubt about it. Now, I didn't go to school with anybody, but every person I graduated with wears like cowboy boots and cowboy hats now, but we grew up in Robinson. I don't know how that works.
Well, you know, it's interesting. I forgot about 104, Y108. I was sitting there saying there was only 2. There's actually 3 country music stations in Pittsburgh. So you're telling me this 104.7 that he's with, the old Hannity station, now country station, is #1 in the country circuit in Pittsburgh?
Most definitely. It came on big. It came on strong. It took out Y108. CBS or whatever company owns that now. In the long way of B94 too, when KISS came in, they just get stagnant. They get old. They get tired. They get repetitive. And much to David Edgar's credit and JD, they knew how to come in and just squash these heritage type stations. So they did a great job. They were ready to be killed. Yeah, Jeff said that Pittsburgh is just upper Appalachia. That's funny because I know Jeff had, you know, much like the people in Appalachia, put Mountain Dew in their baby bottles and rotted their baby's teeth out. Jeff did the same.
Appalachia, man. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Hey, what a great week of shows it's been, man. I want to wish you a happy Easter. Where are the baskets going to be hidden tonight?
You know what? We gotta figure that out. Only the Easter Bunny knows.
Well, that's true. The best bet normally is behind the chair.
Oh, don't go too much out on a limb on that one.
My parents never cared very much about Easter. Would always go to brunch, but it was never Christmas. And my basket was always hidden behind the chair, like clockwork, behind the chair.
Each and every time, right? You always knew where to go. There was never any variety, nothing ever being hidden. Did
the Easter Bunny not remember that he hid it behind the same chair every year? Or did he just not care about me? I don't know. We'll find out.
I see what
week was Skippy Reed. I agree. Skippy was great. He wants to come back on with some of his other Steeler alumni. So I got to reach out to him and see if we can get him and Clark Hagens or him and Alan Faneca. It was Reed wants back on in the worst way. So we got to have him back on.
so we could ask him football questions and he could just circle back around to something else.
When you said to him, Jeff, how's retirement treating you? And he said, let me tell you about coronavirus.
Yeah, he wanted his own agenda, but that's okay. We enjoyed it, man. He's a good guy, and we enjoyed it. And
yeah. Hey, next week, we have, if you've been watching the scroller, WTAE's Andrew Stocky will be with us on Monday. Can't wait to talk to him. Radio's Bubba, the radio legend, will be with us. Josh Yohe from the Atlantic, wrestler Bill Powerhouse Hughes, and, of course, Mark Caboli from the Atlantic as well. It's going to be a powerful week. Also, Sean Gibson is going to be here on Wednesday, which is throughout Major League Baseball, Jackie Robinson Day. He's going to talk about his great-grandfather, Josh Gibson, and those great, powerful Negro League Baseball teams back in the 20s and 30s, which, I love.
That'll be great, man. Looking forward to it. Going to be a big week, and hopefully a week that'll bring some better news when it comes to the coronavirus and everything going on. I feel like this week, especially towards the end of the last few days, we start to see that there's possible light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe next week, this upcoming week, we'll actually start to see some of that light.
I hope so, man. And Kevin just said that the Maryland governor said that the Easter Bunny is an essential employee. So good to know that the governor of Maryland is taking this very seriously.
Let's do it, man. Sounds good. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, man. See you next week. And thanks for everyone who was watching. I hope you had a great weekend and continue to here Easter weekend. Thanks to JD Greene. And we will see you on Monday with WTAE's Andrew Stocky. For Ed Troop, JD Greene, and the whole entire crew, good night, everyone.